Boom. One, two, three. Action. And we're live, folks. Welcome back, everybody. What are we talking about today? What are we talking about today? Being a variety gamer and what that looks like, right? So, my whole life, I've just been into different stuff, and I'll hyper focus on one thing and I'll enjoy it. Then I'll hyper focus on something else and I'll enjoy it. Gaming, I hyper focus on and I enjoy it, but I need change. I need to play multiple games, and there's so many studios out there that have always created a lot of games. And being 32 and being into gaming, I didn't just come up on a console and playing Fortnite my whole life from age whatever to whatever. Like when I started gaming at 3 years old, I was playing Sega Genesis, and Game Boy, and things like that. And I grew with the times. I grew with the different consoles, the different PC games, and you know what I mean. Like I grew with the generation of studios making newer games and getting to experience all that, right? So I love that because there's so many sick ass games in gaming, and I want to play them all. And there's studios making great games every day, right? So I can never just be one person that just sticks to one game. So I know me and I know who I am. There's a lot of things that I'll change about myself to get better and expand and grow in life, but there's one thing that I will never change, and that's being a variety gamer. I will never change to be that person that is able to play Warframe for 10 years, that's able to play World of Warcraft for 10 years. Nothing wrong with those people. They know what they know what they like. Me, I'm one of those people, man. I really enjoy playing multiple games. So, why am I bringing this up? Because now I'm doing content. Now I'm doing streaming. I'm doing that more often. I built a new PC like I had talked about last October, which, before I always had a good PC and stuff, but it just didn't, it was like a lemon, had good parts, but just didn't produce quality content. This, and I always told myself, once I get that new PC built, there's no more excuses. You'll be the only person in your way if you don't continue. And now you'll be able to produce quality content. So there's no more excuses. And so I built in mid October, and I've been streaming ever since mid October. I've been putting out content and just been doing gaming full time. So one thing that I've experienced, and one thing that I definitely know is a part of anybody's journey when it comes to um, trying to be a content creator or a full time gamer or just somebody that documents their gaming journey. That's mostly what I do, right? It's not trying to be full time anything. I mean, that would be great, but really what I'm trying to do is just document the journey. I should have been documenting the journey a long time ago. Just didn't have the right equipment. But what I do know is if you are documenting a journey and you're somebody that happens to play multiple different games and you don't have that large of a following, when you do appeal to a crowd that's in a certain community of a game, whether that's, for me it was DayZ, then it was Arc Raiders, then DayZ, then the finals, now I'm going to Apex. I lose people. People are like, man, we don't really rock with that other game. So what ends up happening is you have 10% or 5% of each game, part of the community from each game that'll stick with you. But um the best thing to do if you're trying to grow and you care about numbers and views and stuff like that as a variety gamer is to find that one game and stick with it. But that's never going to be me. So I'm always going to go through the process of finding people, they'll enjoy me for that game, they'll never come around after the fact. So back to kind of just more about the variety gamer thing, like what it actually means to be a variety gamer, man. Well, you get to experience so much cool, so many cool games. And video games today and going forward are just going to get cooler and cooler and better, right? I mean, we all know that Xbox 360 probably had like the best selection of video games. It was they were dropping so many bangers, you know what I mean? And Xbox 360 was one of those games in one of those eras that you wish you could go back to. You know what I mean? I actually was just talking about this to the other day to somebody or last night to somebody. I was like, you know what's crazy is like the people that are young that didn't get to experience all those games in those eras, the PlayStations and things like that. Um, it's kind of like us not being able to go back to that time and experience it again is no different than those people never experiencing it because we don't get it. I mean, at least experiencing it is cool, and I'm glad that I did, but it's no different than not being able to go back. Um, did that make sense right there? What I just said? It's no different than never have experiencing it. Anyway, scratch all that. Variety gamer. What are we talking about here, man? Yeah, so I'm one of those people when it comes to being a variety gamer, what you're gonna get from me going forward, especially if you're wondering like how that looks for following me and like what I'm gonna be giving out in content wise. Well, that means like a lot of my shooter games, I have tons of hours in, and I rotate a lot of those. Like I rotate racing games, sim racing, Forza, uh, what else? Obviously obviously Forza is not sim racing. Don't get that confused. When I say sim racing, I mean Assetto Corsa and I mean iRacing. Forza is like a controller. You know what I mean? That's the difference between the two. Don't get that confused. Just wanted to say that just because I feel like people will say something about that. So yeah, and then I'll do sports games and I'll do shooter games. But one of the things that I do is like I keep all of my games that I play. It's like 25 different games, right? And I keep them in rotation. I'll play them for like 15 to 60 days and then I'll swap to another one. So I've played a lot of these shooter games from season 1 and maybe some of season 2 and then maybe I skip like 3 or 4 seasons and then I come back season 5 and then I skip maybe a couple of seasons cuz I'm playing some other games and I come back again. So for instance, Apex, I was there in season 1 during Apex, but now it's season 28. Now I was there for middle seasons, but you just play different games, man, and I think it's awesome. And I really really enjoy all the shooters and I'm super biased too. This is one thing you'll get from me. I tend to be really really biased when I'm playing a shooter game. Like for instance, I might be playing DayZ first person, you know what I mean? Obviously hella mods and be like, dude, this DayZ game, man, this is sheesh. It is really really something special. It's the best game ever made. I'll fuck around and play the finals, and I'll be like, it's the best FPS game. It's peak. And then I'm sitting here playing Apex, and I'm like, man, Apex is pretty damn good. I think it's competing with the best of them. The way it moves, the movement is a skill that you have to learn. And then I'll go play some Call of Duty, and I'm like, shh, these guys are the vets. There's a lot of people that maybe don't like what they got going on now, and what they've done. And maybe people don't want to play with Nicki Minaj in the game, but at the end of the day, the movements, the mechanics, the shootings, the bullets when they hit a person, and how you can just feel it and hear it, and the sound effects and the sound design and everything just kind of it's these guys have been doing it for a long time and they do it good. Um, so it's just gaming, man. It's just playing a lot of different games. Boom. That's me on the camera right there. Checking the levels. Everything's good. Boom. Um, it's just playing different games and I think I don't know, it's just fun. I know there's some other people out there that got to be experiencing that too, right? And it's I'm going to continue to talk about the content creation side of it and growing a community and growing a following. And again, it's me just documenting my journey. I don't really care about the views and the numbers, but I am going to talk about it. If I cared about the views and the numbers, then obviously I would have quit a long time ago because I don't get many. Um, but the thing is it's just, yeah, it sometimes sucks to see like a lot of people hang out with you for one game during a stream or during videos or for videos that you put out and things like that, but then you're just like, damn, where'd they go? You know what I mean? And look, nobody's obligated. And I tell people this on my stream all the time. I'm like, look, nobody's obligated to stay and watch my stuff. But for X amount of time that I was streaming this game, it seemed like they come around a lot. But maybe they pop back in and they just kind of, you know, they just kind of drift off as you change games. And it's like, damn. But people like what they like, right? They'll like what they don't have. They're not obligated to like me, and they're not forced to watch me, and they don't have to watch anything other than the game they like. So it's a lose lose, right? Because they probably really like me. They loved watching me play that game. I loved and enjoyed their conversation and their hangouts. So now when I move to a new game, I want them to come with me because I enjoy their hangout and their conversations that we have and the vibes that they bring in the chat, right? But then at the same time, when I change to that new game, I understand that they want me to go back to that game because they really enjoyed my vibes that I brought to that game. So it's like it goes both ways, right? I'm able to see it from that perspective, and so it's one of those things that it's just like, yeah, but that's what you got to deal with, and it's one of those, um, I just know me. I'm 32 years old. I know who I am. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. And like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of things that I will change to get better at. Like change is good. Change is good. But one thing I'll never change for is the numbers. You know, I'll always play multiple games. I'll always play different games because that's what brings me happiness. And gaming brings me happiness. And the thing too is I'm not happy playing one game forever. That's where I don't. That's where gaming gets boring to me. That's where, um, and you can kind of see it in you can see it in like my stream hours, right? You can see that like with Apex, like the past like 3 days, 4 days, I've been streaming like Apex 8 hours, and then like towards the end of the finals, and I fucking love the finals. Like, let's be real, it's peak gaming, but like I was only getting a couple hours of streaming with that, not because I don't like the game. I think the game is fucking peak. I think it's one of the best FPS, if not the best FPS out there right now. Um, Honestly, hands down. And I got a lot of people in there, and I've played a lot of hours in it. I just feel like I've completed all of the battle pass, or I know I have. I got to Emerald 1. I'm not trying to climb ranks, so I'm just chilling until season 10. And season 10 is going to probably be badass. But it's like that though. But if you go look at those stream numbers or hours, I mean, sorry, um, I got like 3 hours on each one, and then boom, I'm playing Apex, switched my rotation, that variety gamer style, right? Boom, jump into that next game that I'm kind of feeling. Boom, just clocking 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. And I think the reason why you're seeing that happen is because that's me, man. I love to game, but I gotta switch it up. I gotta switch it up from time to time, and that's what being a variety gamer is all about, man. You can't stick with one game. You appreciate all of them. You like all genres, and you just keep it going. And Yeah. So what I do is say this to everybody: I appreciate you. I uh, I would like to let you guys know, if you enjoy my content in one game, give the other game a try. When I'm on to something else, and I'll always come back to the game that you know me for and that you love me for. I will be back. I always wrap back around. I always come back. You know what I mean? Um, but you know, I move. I stay moving. I play a lot of games. That's me. So boom, there it is, man. Being a variety gamer, it's very fun. You get to try out a lot of new stuff. And I would also tell everybody that maybe is one of those people that you've basically been playing the same game 90% of the time for the past 10 years, one game, or 5 years because it just came out, or 3 years straight. Like if you're one of those people that just plays one game, give some other games a try. You know what I mean? Try it out. Try it out. It's fun, you know. Oh, look at that. Can't really see it, but that's at Assassin's Creed Origins logo. It's pretty fire, dude. But anyways, that's kind of it's kind of what I was here to say today, talking about playing multiple games, variety games. Super super fun. I enjoy it. And oh, thank you guys for all the likes. A couple of you guys have said and supported. You guys gave a lot of comments on the one that I did. Go check out the lag switch one. Doesn't have like a lot of views, but go check that out. That one's super cool. It's a Call of Duty talk about. I used to talk about how I did like a lag switch back in the day and was able to freeze players and stuff like that. It was super cool. But yeah, the videos, the interviews, everything's doing great. Getting a lot of feedback and stuff like that. I love it. You guys are enjoying these, so I appreciate that. Share them around. Do whatever you got to do. And I would like to also invite everybody to my live streams. I go live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. You just search The Moon Man on those apps, and you look for the purple profile picture like you see here on YouTube. TikTok is where a lot of the people hang out. That's where like the most activity is. People are talking, typing, chatting, liking, sending gifts. Like it really goes down there. That's where it's really at when I play the right game, that is. But yeah, usually every single day I go live, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sometimes I do go live earlier. Just stay up to date on my YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. But I definitely usually go live every single day. That's a guaranteed. Sometimes it's earlier in the day. Sometimes it's if it's not early in the day, then it's definitely going to always be like 5 p.m. Central Standard Time or after, or like 6 p.m., 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Just basically just throughout the day, like check around noon, check around midday, check in the evening. If you do 3 checks a day, I know that's asking a lot, but if you do 3 checks, you'll find me. Or um, stay up to date. Just go on my Twitter. Here's actually the best thing you can do. Here's the best thing you can do to be sure that you get notified when I'm going live. Go on my Twitter, follow my Twitter, the Moonman underscore, and then um, my voice felt like it was getting a little groggy, right? The Moonman underscore Twitter X, and hit the notification bell so you stay alerted. Now, I've been doing more on X to talk more about um like text rather than just telling people I'm live, I'm live, I'm live. But what you're guaranteed to always get before I go live is the text, the notification, the tweet, whatever, the post that says, "Hey, I'm live," and it'll have all three of my platforms that I'm live on. That's the best way to stay up to date. But either way, I'm a variety gamer. I hope you're enjoying the content. Continue to watch, enjoy yourselves. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Don't do nothing crazy. Peace.